News that's coming in at the moment. It's the US President Donald Trump who's now boasting of US trade and tariff. Donald Trump said without the United States of America, everything in the world would die. Donald Trump said without the US, everything in the world would die. United States, according to various experts, is rattled by the bonhomie that was out on full display between Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Chinese Premier and the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Those handshakes and those personal conversations that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has had, both with Xi Jinping and also with Vladimir Putin. So the US administration at the moment very, very uncomfortable. Let's listen into what the US President said.
It's true. It's so powerful. It's so big, and I made it really big in the first 4 years. Then it started to degenerate with what this Biden administration did. But we built it up to a level that I never thought we could be at this quickly. We're the hottest. We're the best financially. The money coming in is so big because of tariffs and other things, but because of tariffs. Tariff gets us even those other things. Plus, it gets us great negotiators. I settled 7 wars, and numerous of those wars were because of trade.
News that's coming in at the moment. Donald Trump has made a big claim on Indian tariffs. US President Donald Trump on a podcast said, "They've offered me no tariffs in India anymore, no tariffs. If I didn't have tariffs, they would have not made that offer." So this is a big claim being made by the US President. US President Donald Trump said, they, which means India, has offered the United States of America a deal where there will be no tariffs anymore. No tariffs. If I didn't have tariffs, they would never have made this offer. This is something big which has happened now. The United States of America President coming out and saying that the Indian team, the Indian administration has now said to the US administration that there will be no tariffs. He goes ahead and says, had he not levied the 50% tariffs on India, then this offer from India would have never come. My colleague Rohit Sharma joining me from Washington, D.C. Rohit, this is a big statement coming in, but we are also seeing the tug-of-war that's taking place between US and India, especially the change in the tone after the SCO summit.
Good morning so much. Yes, it is something, tariffs has been on his mind. And first things first, I want to, again, let our viewers know we're the first one to break this news on India Today, that President Trump has made this claim on a podcast with Scott Jennings. He essentially has been talking about tariffs ever since Friday when the federal court ruled that these tariffs could be illegal. And he was basically talking about it today, at the White House. Then he went on this podcast. And then he said something that directly, basically throws his version of story. Which is that India is not offering any tariffs to the U.S. Again, this is Donald Trump who's saying that had he not used tariffs as a tool, has he not, weaponized tariffs, America would not be succeeding economically. And then is the fact that he said that, India is currently offering him no tariffs. Now, we all know that the trade talks have been stalled. We have additional tariffs of India about 25%, a totaling of 50% tariffs of India currently. And yesterday, I think, when there were talks about, from the Indian side at least, that talks are continuing on this deal that has been used for a while. But the fact that President Trump, is, again, it could be a negotiation tactic, we do not know. But the fact that he's coming out and saying that India is offering no tariffs, basically is trying to communicate his version of the story, or whatever his advisors are telling him, to put some kind of pressure and again do it publicly so as to his position is made clear to the larger Indian audience. Ashwarya.
Thank you, Rohit, giving us those details. He's also putting things in perspective, and he's rightly pointing out that this is the version that Donald Trump wants the world to see. That's why he's now coming out and saying that India has given him an offer where there will be zero tariffs.